Hey guys, Frosty Knives here with a spoiler-free review of Robert McCammon's Swan Song. Now, Swan Song was published in 1987. My version, this new version, paperback, clocks in at 919 pages long. It is an apocalyptic doomsday fiction story about the end of the world through nuclear war and the survivors and the aftermath of said war, and what the survivors go through as they move on. I gave this a 5-star review on Goodreads. This is a phenomenal book. This is by far one of his best books of his early writing period, if not his magnum opus of his early writing period. And when I say early writing period, I mean from Bale to Mine and when he stopped writing, the early 80s pieces, 70s and 80s pieces. This is his most ambitious book. It has many characters. It has many events. The story is long but not convoluted. The characters are well fleshed out. The dialogue is well fleshed out. The characters' motivations and the events and the things that they do make sense. The story, even though it is long, it is fairly fast-paced. There is no point in the story where I felt that it dragged, where I felt that it was bogged down by its length. There's no point where I felt that it could have been shorter. I liked everything about it. There are portions and things in this story that will make you laugh, that will make you cry. There are horrifying events in this story. There are wonderful events in this story. At the end of the day, this is, even though this is an apocalyptic fiction book, this is a story about salvation and hope. There are supernatural elements in this story. The ending is top-notch. The ending makes sense for the overall storyline. You never once did I think that nothing fit, nothing made sense. So all in all, this is a phenomenal book. And if you are going to read anything by Robert McCammon, if you've never read anything by Robert McCammon and you want to read something by Robert McCammon, I would highly recommend reading Swan Song. I would highly recommend purchasing Swan Song, picking Swan Song up, putting it in your library. It is a phenomenal read. With great characters, with great action, with great dialogue, with great villains, with great supernatural events. Everything makes sense. Nothing feels out of place. Nothing feels that it should have been cut out. It doesn't feel too long. It doesn't feel bloated. It doesn't feel overly wordy. It is just a phenomenal read. I did another video that does include some spoiler talk that compares this book with Stephen King's The Stand. I highly recommend, if you want to learn about, if you want to hear my thoughts on that and you want to hear about spoilers and things that may have happened in the book, go and check that out. But I wanted to keep this one spoiler-free because I think people should read it, and I did not want to ruin anything for anyone that may not have already read this book. Even though this book has been out since '87, there are new people all the time reading books that we all take for granted, so I didn't want to spoil that for them. So here is a spoiler-free review of Swan Song. I gave it 5 stars. It is a phenomenal read. Everything about this book is top-notch. It is a great journey, and I highly recommend picking up a copy and reading it, putting it in your collection, and I don't think that you will be disappointed. And this may just be the gateway for you, if you've never read Robert McCammon, to get into Robert McCammon's world and start reading all of the other books that he's written, that he's offered. So guys, that's my spoiler-free review of Robert McCammon's Swan Song. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like and subscribe, share it around. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, comment below what you think about it, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.